Hi friends, welcome back to my session. And before this section, what we had discussed. So we had discussed about the encryption methodologies. What is encryption? How many types of encryptions are there? So how we are going to generate the encryption keys? Everything we had discussed in the last class. And in the current session, we are going to discuss about the policy. Is nothing but the bucket policies. So what is bucket policy? How we are applying the bucket policies to the buckets, and where we are going to use this bucket policy scenarios. Everything we are going to learn in this session. Uh, First of all, we will go through the theoretical session. Then after that, we are going to cover the practical session. And coming to the bucket policies, bucket policy is the policy which we can apply on the S3 bucket. After creation of S3 bucket, if I want to restrict the access, means who will need to access the bucket, and to make the objects which are already private to make it as a public. So everything, whatever the requirements I have, so based on my requirements, I'm going to create the bucket policies. These bucket policies will be applied on the top of the bucket. So based on the policy which I had generated, the behavior of the S3 will be expected only as per the bucket policies. Okay, and it will be written on the JSON format. If you know the JSON format, you can written. Otherwise, we have the policy generator option is there. So by using the policy generator option, we will be able to generate the policy as per our requirement. Okay. So bucket policy allow the users to access the objects from the S3 bucket based on the permissions which we include in the bucket policy. Suppose if I create a S3 bucket, by default the objects which are uploaded into this S3 bucket will be private only. So without enabling the ACL, generally we are disabling the ACL. Suppose if I enable the ACL, means without enabling the ACL, if I want to make the objects in the S3 bucket to make it as a public, how we are going to do with the help of S3 bucket policy. Just we will have a quick look on that. Just we will quickly jump into the practical section. Right now I don't have any buckets in my S3 in my account. Just click on create bucket. Then the bucket will be the console page will be open for us. I'm going to create bucket in the northern Virginia region, and the bucket name is bucket policy dot some random name. ACL disable. It is general recommended. Suppose if I want to make any object as a public, I need to make the ACL enabled. But without doing that, by using the bucket policy, I will show out to you how to make the objects as a public. Okay, and just uncheck the block all public access, and versioning either we can be enable or disable. It's based on our choice. And tags, it's optional. If I want to put put any tags, I can be able. And the encryption type by default SSC S3 encryption is available as a default encryption methodology, and the rest of all things I will leave as a default. Just create a bucket. Here I just need to acknowledge the same. Just create the bucket. So the bucket will be created. Yeah, here is the bucket. Suppose if I upload any object here, add files, just click the standard, open. So which storage class? By default it will be storage standard class only. And the permissions, I didn't enable the ACL, so that's why the option here is not showing to make it as a public. Okay, just upload, then the object will be automatically uploaded into my S3 bucket. Just please have a quick look on this. So the standard object is uploaded into my S3 bucket. Okay, and it doesn't have any versions right now. Okay, I can be able to turn off as well. So if I want to view the same, just open from the browser. I will be able to see the content, but if I using the object URL, will I be able to access? The question is, will I able to access from the object URL? No, because of I didn't enable the ACL. Just please have a quick look at it. I got the error. So without enabling the ACL, if I want to make the, and at the same time without making the object as a public, how I will be able to access by using the bucket policy? We will have a look on this. Just go to the bucket and go to the permissions. So here bucket policy is there. Just click on edit. If you want to check the policy examples, different types of policies are there. So based on that requirement, we are going to create the policy. If you want to see the same, just here are the list of policies which are available. So require SSC KMS for all the objects written to the bucket. So I'm going to use this. And granting permissions to multiple accounts to upload objects or set ACLs for public access. I'm going to use this. So based on the scenario, I'm going to use these particular things. In my scenario, I want to create the customized policy. Just click on policy generator. So it will be redirected like this and select the type of policy for which I am going to apply the policy. S3 bucket policy. Okay, and am I creating for the allow policy or deny policy? I am creating allow policy. For what? The objects which are lies in the S3 bucket, I want to make it as a public, means I am going to allow the public access. So that's why I click on allow. Principal. Principal means for whom we are allowing. So for any specific users or for all users. If I mention star anywhere, means for all users. Okay, AWS services. So it's Amazon S3 and action. Which action I'm going to allow? Instead of selecting so and so things, I am click on all actions. Means the all actions will be allowed from public. And the Amazon resource number, it stands for ARN. From where I can be able to find the ARN? Just please have a quick look on this. The bucket ARN. So I am creating the policy for this bucket only. So that's why I am using the ARN number of the specified bucket. /star. The /star indicates whatever the contents which are available, whatever the objects which are available under this bucket, for all those objects, the bucket policy will be applicable. Okay, click add statement, generate policy. The policy will be generated. Just copy the same and go here and paste it. Here you can check any errors or any threats are there, warnings are there. Here there is no 0 errors and 0 warnings. Means there is no issue with the code. Simply just save changes. Okay. Earlier, just go to the buckets again. Objects can be public. Access type objects can be public. Means there is a chance, because of we had make the disable all public access uncheck. So that's why what it is showing, there may be a chance to access the objects as a public. If I refresh the same, here it will be visible like public, because of on top of it what I had applied, the bucket policy has been applied on top of the S3 bucket. So what the policy, which policy I had generated, the policy which I had generated will allow all the public users will be able to access my S3 bucket. Means whatever the content which lies in the S3 bucket, all the content will be accessible by the public, from the public. Okay, just refresh it and open the bucket and open the object. Just copy the object URL. Earlier when I am trying to access the same, it is denied. But right now, if I try to access the same, it will be open for me. Means the bucket policy will allow us to make the objects as a public. In this way, whatever the requirement I have, so based on that requirement, I am going to create the bucket policies, and the same bucket policy will be applied on the top of the bucket. So based on the policy which I had created, the behavior of the bucket like it will be. How the policy will be created, the behavior will be like that only. Okay. This is the way we are going to work on the bucket policies, and there will be different scenarios, different conditions. So whatever the scenarios which we have, we need to work out on that. So based on that, we are going to create the bucket policy with the help of policy generator. Okay, this is the way we are going to create the bucket policy. Okay, I hope you people enjoyed the session, and we will connect in the next section with the latest topic. Okay, thanks for joining the session. Bye bye.